Hey, real quick. So for today, what I plan to do was essentially do a literature review for this whole Infinite Game project. The Infinite Game project is essentially a world model that's able to create these immersive worlds that are generalizable. So whether it's on Saturn or on some random lake in Michigan, it's able to play around with those, but it's also able to allow real time interaction. So if I was to move around and pick up a hat and then throw it away, that's something I can do. It's not just a static world, and that's very challenging because you have probably a lot of people, a lot of smart people working on something like this. So what I was thinking for a solo person like me to actually have something demoable, something that's actually usable by people in the coming months is probably to try and like instead of having geometry and physics be done together by the world model, you kind of more so have it be done separately. You kind of have these messages that the physics is imparted on after the fact of generation. I think that might be a solid idea. It may not. I was actually looking at pretty cool paper about why you should actually probably do it together. In saying that though, that's what I'm attempting. But I don't want to just rush into like building anything because that's like you can go get Claude Code with the app and everything, and then get some other papers. But I feel like if you do that, you kind of just rush and blind. Which with a building endeavor, that's maybe a good angle to take it from because like maybe you have some novel idea there. But with a research endeavor, I think there's so many smart people working on something like this that it's a waste of my time to go pursue the baseline when I can just go do a literature review and start that baseline. So the work I do is now extending where the baseline is at. And now I can say, okay, I've made some progress for myself and the field as a whole. And I think that's what I really want to do with the next couple of days. Next couple of days is really like way longer than I expect. But like the next couple of sessions I'm working on this thing, I really want it to be dedicated to learning about what's currently been done, where are the gaps, where are the gaps, what are the tips, what are the common solutions to certain problems. And I think if I can do that, I can really immerse myself in what's currently being done in the field. Once I do that full immersion, I can probably say, okay, maybe this isn't the best angle to go inside. I don't have to waste like 3 days there. Maybe this is the best angle to go inside. I can rush into there, maybe find something novel by looking at some papers and synthesizing them together or something. Um, I'm excited. That's what I was really doing today. I went to Barnes and Noble, really nice place. I love Barnes and Noble. It's like a really nice area. Like when you take a break, like you just look around, you see all the books, and it's so nice. And you have like some snacks. Not bad snacks, but I did buy any, but like you have some snacks, you go around and then you go back to your laptop. That's like such a nice environment. Like I would really love to have more libraries. I think it would be really, really cool to just like have like a library. Like if my ideal building that if my ideal like company, I would love to just have a library next to my office where I can just go and look and just like take a peek and just have like some nice, just some nice architecture. I do think more libraries should be modeled similar to Barnes and Noble almost. But that's a whole other conversation. But the point is, was doing that today in Barnes and Noble, found some cool papers, the one I was talking about earlier, and another one, which was more video based, which I'm not necessarily looking to do. It's more 3D, says 4D. But I think it'll be silly of me to completely exclude just reading to video based stuff. I do think some stuff probably translate well. I wouldn't know. Like I just take it. I don't know anything right now, but I wouldn't necessarily know. So I don't think it's best for me to say, "Hey, I'm doing 3D. Why look at 3 video?" Like I think that's a bad idea. Even with the whole thing I did a couple months ago with the whole Gen mini world project, where I was trying to basically train a model to learn shapes without large data set, more so just constraints. A lot of those stuff, a lot of the ideas I got from my work weren't necessarily in the exact realm of the work, as it wasn't exactly in the exact replica. It was more so like in people who are facing similar problems, how do they approach this? And maybe some inspiration lays there, maybe some solution does. Um, so I hope to do the same with this whole project. So look into other areas, not just in 3D/4D, not just in Gaussian splats or wherever. Look into people who are essentially looking from problem first rather than solution first. Um, but yeah, I'm excited. I think it's a cool project. I think it's gonna be really nice to actually do a literature review for once. I do think something I should do, as I say, in my literature review, is actually take notes. I think a lot of times when I'm doing research papers or reading through them, I just leave the thoughts in my head. It's like, oh dang, and I forget something a couple of days, especially when you have let's say I have an exam and I spend like a day or two on the exam studying. I lose all those like those thoughts were at the front of my head and I'm no longer at the front of my head. So I lose them and they become noisy. So I can have like a note page I can just come back to every time and just catch up to where I was previously would be really helpful. So I think that's something I should probably start doing with this whole literature review. I actually maybe like spend some time to actually create like an actual literature review and not just say, oh, I'm studying papers and create a mental literature review. I'm actually having a paper that's a literature review of what's been done so far. Maybe that could be something I send to a CVPR workshop because just I don't know if I mentioned this before, but what I'm also trying to do with this project is that CVPR, the deadline's already passed for papers, but there's a bunch of workshops that do take in work that I'm trying to do. Like we'll take in similar projects, or papers. So I think if I can have something that actually extends the work, extends what's been done, by by March 14th, by April, then I can submit that to CVPR workshops, and that could be a really great way to also get my foot in the door in terms of people who may have better ideas in terms of connections that may lead me to really cool labs, stuff like that. So that's what's going on in my head right now. I think also be really cool just to do. I don't know what's going to lead that thought is. I think I just lost my train of thought, but I think it'll be really cool just continue working on this and really just execute on it because this is a really awesome project. It's like a hollow deck, to be honest. And I think if I can get it done, then I think maybe it'll be like my not my magnum opus, but like it'll be something really, really, really. It'll be something I haven't done before. It's like this will be the hardest project I've attempted, and hopefully I can actually execute on it because that'll be amazing for myself and a billion other people. Besides that, I don't know what's going with the ending, but like besides that, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.